Hey guys, your one of your first assignments for this class, and I do this every year, regardless of what format we're in, is we annotate the syllabus. And so this year, since I'm not in class to answer questions in face-to-face version, I wanted to walk you through the expectations that I have for syllabus annotations. So in your assignment, you have this description, and I wanted to talk with you about really what I'm looking for and then give you some examples as I work through one of the syllabi for this year. So, we all want to know, like, what are you doing this for? Like, what do you want to know? And so when you're looking at syllabi, and you're going to have them for every course you have from now till you're done in school, and it's considered a contract. So you want to look here for what the teacher expects of you, but also what the teacher is saying that they are going to do and how they're going to hold you accountable. And it's essentially a contract. So they say that teachers say, these are the things I want you to do. And then you are basically, by taking the course, agreeing to the set of expectations. And if those expectations aren't met on your end or on the teacher's end, then it's kind of like, this is what you go back to say, hey, no, you said you weren't going to do that. So it's in your best interest to review the syllabus and make sure you know the expectations both for you and for the teacher, what they have for themselves. So you need to think about what expectations are unique to this course, teacher, or level. So some classes are advanced, some classes are honors, some classes are AP, some classes are IB. So when you're thinking about level, you want to kind of see how this class that you're in is different from others, how this teacher's expectations may differ from from a teacher you've had previously, and how this course itself is set up to kind of meet your learning needs, because we all have those and we want to make sure they're filled. So you want to look for details that will help you be successful. So late work, does the teacher accept it? Are there expectations about assignments or how to submit assignments? Do you need specific materials? What's clear? What's not clear? Do you have any questions? And then this is important. Make sure you ask the questions. If you don't ask the questions, then you won't know the answer. And when you do ask the questions, then write it on your syllabus in that section, because you then have some record of your conversation and what your clarity was at that moment. And then you can go back and kind of circle back with your teacher if something comes up later. So this will help you remember important details later, so you can add those things and kind of know the expectations as you complete specific assignments. So I've asked you to download this PDF, write on it in your Chromebook, and then re-upload it. I know those are a lot of steps, but we don't have another way to do it better at this point. I want you to know that my greatest focus, the thing that I care most about, is that you basically, I want you to make sense of the material. So that's what I want you to do. That's my goal. I can be flexible with how you get there as long as I see that you're really showing me your thinking. So that's the focus of annotations always, is so that you can give me a little glimpse into your mind so I can see what you're thinking, and so that you can hold your thinking on the paper. All right. And by holding your thinking, when you come back to it later, you have less work to do later when you're referring back to it and trying to figure out what you're going to do with the information you got. So it really does save you time to annotate well. All right, so this is the expectation. So when you have a syllabus, I asked you to do a couple things. I asked you to think about what are the specific expectations for that particular course, teacher, or level. So one thing that you want to note is that it's pretty easy to find how to get a hold of me. I put it right on the front. Whatever teacher you have, you want to know how to do that, the best way to do that. Office hours. So this is going to be important this semester, and you can see that every teacher has the same office hours during the week, but then you also have tutoring time that each teacher is going to have you differently kind of think about. So notice these office hours are important, okay? And then the email. Okay, so you just kind of note stuff on here. Now, the down here in the supply section, what do you need? What's optional and what do you need? Public library card, it looks like this is a link. And this is a link out to the library so you can get your own card and not to the library, I'm sorry. This is a link to directions on how to get your own public library card. And so that's pretty good for you. And then a couple things, Chromebook, well, we know that, right? Writing utensils, highlighters, markers, Post-its. These are all annotation tools. And so really, you need those if you're printing documents separately, and you need them if we're in person, because we can't share those things right now. And then you need something to hold your information. This is no matter what, you need to save your stuff, okay? Because if you don't save your stuff, then you're going to lose it. So then here, the stylus is optional. Okay, so what is that about? So why would we use this? That might be a question. And so that's what I'm going to hold my thinking there, and then I'll come back with an answer with that. If you move down further, you can see that I have my instructional statements there and a little description about virtual learning. So when the teacher puts this here, you can learn about who they are and what they think. And, there's some keywords here, healthy classroom community. So that word community sticks out. It says a lot about somebody who develops that or wants to develop that. Lead students follow routines. I like the routines. So there's structure. That's what I think of when I see that word. Create activities. All right, so what is this? Smart is something you become. Learning is responsibility. Risk, struggle, and practice are essential to learning. Feedback is necessary. So this is like interactive classroom. Okay, so this teacher doesn't want me just to sit there and listen to them talk. This person wants, to interact, because learning, this idea of struggle is like, I don't want to struggle. So I might want to clarify, what does that teacher mean by struggle? Does she mean that does she mean that she wants me to sit at home and like be really frustrated? Because that's a hard word to think about. So like I would ask about that one myself. And then reflection. Well, I don't know how, like, what does this mean? What is being reflective? So what is reflection to this person? Like what is expected of that particular thing? Because those are different. So then as I go through, I'm looking here, virtual learning philosophy. Okay, this I know I don't know much about because this is all brand new. So virtual learning should mirror learning of the person. Okay, so it should mirror the in-person classroom. Okay, so it should look like that. Students and teachers should be available to work collaboratively. So this matches still, I think, that word with this idea here. So it's not really changing in content, but maybe form. Like, so how we do it might be different, but what we're doing is still similar. Challenges. Yeah, there's definitely going to be challenges this year. The goal is still that learners master the same concepts and material. What is different? Okay, so this is important. What is different? That's what I want to know. Okay, streamline material. Okay, that's good. Because you hopefully you feel like there's less and over time. Long-term learning goals. Every assignment matters. Oh gosh. Okay, so every assignment matters. That to me indicates that if I miss something, it's a big deal. So environment, course lectures, asynchronously. What does that word mean? I don't know what that means. Define. And meeting times will be focused on discussion, clarification, and group activities. Okay, well, that sounds not painful. I want to sit there and listen to, a meet where, we're going to be together. I don't want to sit there and listen to somebody just talk to me on a meet. Grading the virtual classroom structure to reward intellectual risk-taking. Feedback. Okay, so that's help, right? I'm going to get help here. So master long-term learning goals. So what are these? These seem to be important because they're mentioned several times. So I want to make sure I know what that is. Ask learners to be autonomous. So again, define that word. What does that really mean? Responsible for their learning. Okay, that kind of matches. So I wonder if those kind of mean the same thing because they're close together and you've got the word and. So this is really the same idea. Learners are confused. unsure or stuck, they contact well, okay, that makes sense. So do that. I need to make a note to myself to remember. Sometimes I forget. Okay, attendance. Whoa, okay. Attendance expected at each Google Meet. Okay, well that's, okay, so I need to be there in class. There's options here, but really that's the important thing because it came first. Tutoring and teacher help, appointment can be made. Okay, so I need to take the first leg. I may request you. Okay, so that kind of sounds like Titan Time request. So I wonder if that's kind of like what that is. We don't have Titan Time, but I wonder if like it's a similar kind of thing. And assignments. All assignments are required. Okay, so I can't miss anything. Can't miss stuff. Summative assessment. Okay, very good. So, oops, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had missed you. So this is the expectation for annotations as you do this. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I don't want to take too much more of your time on something like this, but that's what I'm looking for, is that I see your thinking as you go along. When we get to other bits of information or other things, I might ask you to connect between different things, kind of like I was connecting here to our old time, how we normally do things, to this virtual world. I also want you to be connecting to what you already are confident with, because that's a really good idea. So if you have any questions, like it says, contact the instructor, call me, email's the best way, and then I'll get back to you as soon as possible. You can put questions in the questions for the course discussion board, and I'll get back to that. But let me know if this is confusing, and I will be happy to help you.